Hey guys, what's up? Brendan Milley here, back with another video. This is another Q&A video where I answer all of your fishing related questions. Now, before I start the Q&A, I must say this time I do have iced tea with me. The last video I made, I didn't have iced tea with me, and some guy was like, "Why didn't you have iced tea?" So if you're that guy who was complaining about that, calm down. I got some fresh brewed iced tea right here. So without further ado, let's get this thing started. Alright, so first question. What do you think is the best bait for catfish and bass? Man, so the thing with catfish and bass is that they're kind of different fish. So bass are sight feeders, catfish primarily rely on smell and sense. I'd say probably if you're gonna just try and catch both of them, I'd probably go with some kind of crankbait, because crankbaits emit a lot of vibration and that attracts catfish and it also attracts bass. So I would probably throw something like a crankbait or a lipless crankbait. Those are really good. I've caught catfish on crankbaits before, so I definitely try that. Have you ever tried a big swim bait, say 6 inches? Never tried a big swim bait, really. I think the biggest swim bait I fish with is the Trigger X Slop Hopper. And I know you're kind of talking like there's different kinds of swim baits. There's like the soft swim baits and the hard swim baits, but that's the biggest swim bait in general that I use. The fish around here don't really bite big swim baits. I never really had to fish big swim baits, so no, I have not fished a big swim bait, but I may want to sometime. Are you ever going to buy a boat? This is a good question. I assume I will buy a boat in the near future. We actually have a boat. It's a family boat, and we take it out on family fishing trips. I haven't got a chance to take it out as much as I would have liked to this year. I've tried to film some of our outings, and they didn't go good. But yes, I will be buying a boat. I don't know when, but I will be buying a boat, so just calm down. Do you have a favorite king of worm? I don't know what a king of worm is, but if you mean like a favorite type of worm, I would probably say my favorite type of worm would be the wacky worm. I've caught loads of fish on a wacky worm. Hope that answers your question. I'm not sure if it does. What would you use to catch bass in a shallow pond or lake? Okay, so if the lake's fairly shallow, it doesn't really necessarily affect what you throw, unless you're throwing like a super deep crankbait. You can pretty much throw anything you would throw in deep water besides big crankbaits. I mean, like you could throw a spinnerbait, you could throw jigs, you could throw wacky worms, you could throw swim jigs, you could throw top waters, you could throw all those things in shallow water. It's kind of just whatever you want to, whatever works, I guess. I mean, there is really no specific lures I would recommend for shallow water. Although, okay, I have one lure I would recommend if you're gonna fish shallow water. Would be a square bill crankbait. Those are really good for shallow water. I'm not saying I do this, but I was wondering if you could use a saltwater lure / plug in fresh water. Have you ever? A lot of times fish just react to something. They don't really look at it. Like, say, if you, like a crankbait, a lot of times it's a reaction bite. They see something flying by them and they just impulsively strike at it. So in that case, yes, you could use a saltwater plug in fresh water. I don't see a reason why you couldn't. As far as have I ever used a saltwater plug in fresh water, I have not. Okay.
I'm trying to see if there's chocolate on my mouth.
Is there any chocolate on your mouth? Whoa. Okay. Bye. How can I tell if a pond has bass or / fish in it? Mind focus. Focus. This is a great question, and it's always kind of a challenge to figure out if a pond has fish in it or not. Primarily if it has bass in it. What I usually try and do is just approach the pond and just scope it out and look at it. You'll usually see if there's fish in it. You can usually see minnows swimming around the shore, or subtle hints like if you see a bluegill smack the surface of the water or something like that. Those are usually good indicators that there are fish in there. As far as there being bass in there, it's a little more challenging to decipher that. If you saw a bass swimming by the shore, then that's great. There's usually bass in there. But I would say if you don't know for sure, just start fishing it and you'll find out soon enough. Next question. If you could fish any place in America, where would you go? This is an easy answer. I'd go to Lake Okeechobee to fish. I think that lake is awesome. It's got some serious big fish in it, and I love fishing weed type cover like that, so that's where I'd go if I had one place to fish. Alright, next question. This guy says, thanks for answering my question. Do you know how to fly fish? If so, will you be fly fishing anytime? Yes, I'm going to be doing a fly fishing video for bass in the near future. I fly fish not as much as I used to. I used to fly fish a lot. We used to go fly fishing for steelhead. I used to fly fish for, bass, bass, crappie, bluegill, and carp even. Yes, I will be doing a fly fishing video. It's something I want to do in the near future, so look forward to that. It'll be coming up. As soon as I turn the camera back on, the wind starts blowing again, so that's, it's fun. Your channel is very underrated. It deserves 10 times the amount of subscribers. Well, thank you very much. That's a very nice comment. What reel and rod were you using? Now, this is referring to the crushing bass with a swim jig video. If you haven't seen that video, I'll put a card up there so you can see it. The rod and reel I was using a Copper River bait casting rod. It was about medium light, and the reel I was using was a Abu Garcia Silvermax, or was it a Black Max? It was either an Abu Garcia Silvermax or an Abu Garcia Black Max. I'm not sure. What are some good spinning rod and reels for the price? Great question. I'm gonna answer this really quickly. If you want to know of a very good reel for the price, I made a video about one. I'll link it up there. It's a $30 reel from Mitchell. I think it's really, really great. As far as rods go, you can pick up these $25 rods at Walmart. They're Shakespeare, but they're their higher end brand of them. Those work fairly well. I usually like to get the medium action, and I've had those for years, and they work very, very well. So that paired with the Mitchell, I think would be a very good combo. Could you do a rod and reel arsenal video? Great videos, keep them coming. Will I do a rod and reel arsenal video? I don't think I will, and here's the reason why. I don't have a lot of rod and reels. I basically have two main setups that I use. I have my baitcaster setup, and I have my spinning reel setup. And really, to tell you the truth, the equipment's not that high end. I don't spend a lot of money on rods and reels. Granted, I'm saving money right now for a new spinning rod combo because my spinning rod's been pretty low end this past year. I've broken like 3 rods, so I've had to kind of resort to some low end equipment. But when I do save the money, I'm going to be getting something a little higher end. But I usually don't spend a lot of money on rods and reels just because I think you don't need a $400 setup to catch fish. You can put together a setup for under $100 and it will work fine. So rod and reel arsenals I think are more for people who have like a lot of rods and reels and a lot of variety. I basically just have 2 types of rods and reels, so probably not going to do a rod and reel arsenal. Next question, what's your favorite lure for topwater? My favorite lure for topwater would have to be a toss-up between a buzzbait and a hollow belly frog. I love throwing those both. They're very good, so I have to say those would be my 2 top picks for topwater. Alright, next question. Nice vid. Nice vive. Nice vive. Can you give me a shout out? Yes, I will give you a shout out. Check out Outdoor Boy's channel. He's just starting up. If you like his videos, give him a subscription. Next question, what kind of spinning reels do you use? I am currently using a very cheap Quantum spinning reel because my other spinning reel, let's just say I've gone through a lot of gear this year. I've gone through a couple rods and a spinning reel, so I'm currently saving, like I said, for a new setup. But the one I'm currently using right now, let me go get it. Alright guys, so this is the spinning reel I'm currently using. It is a Quantum Optics 20. Fairly cheap reel, but it does do fairly well. I've been fishing with it now for probably about a month, and it's held up very well. So that is currently what I'm using, but hope to upgrade to a better quality reel soon. Awesome videos. How come you only have 1,200 subscribers? I don't know. One of the great unsolved mysteries of our time. Alright, next question. Where have you had the most luck finding private property owners that let you fish? This is a very good question. Where have I had the most luck? This is kind of tough because I'm personally kind of a shy person. I like to just walk up to people and ask if I can fish on their pond. Because let's face it, if you saw this weird dude with a video camera and these glasses walk up to you and ask if he could fish in your pond, you'd probably turn him down too, right? No. Most of the ponds I've fished, I've known these people for quite a while, and they've kind of just been, you know, either I'm related to them or they've been kind of friends of the family for a while. So they're more than happy to let me fish there. I would say this, if you're gonna try and get somebody to let you fish on their property, you need to show respect for their property. Don't leave trash all over their land, abide by their rules, maybe offer to do some chores for them on the side. These are all things that are gonna help you build a better relationship with that person, and they're gonna let you fish for years to come. Alright guys, that just about wraps up these questions. Hope you enjoyed this Q&A. I will be doing many more in the future, so if you have a question, leave it in the comment section of this video and I will answer it next time. As always, this is Brendan Miller, signing out.